You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing? It's been a while. I know it's your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. What's good, everybody? What's good with y'all? I know my girls, y'all been missing me. I've been missing y'all too. Listen, these YouTube streets are draining. Sometimes I have to take a step back, woosah, collect my brain, because y'all got to realize, sometimes being too deep is exhausting. Feel my drift. So sometimes you have to take some time out to rejuvenate, recharge your mental and your spiritual, and get back on board. But nevertheless, I've been doing pretty well. Think not this weekend I passed, but the weekend before, me and my husband went to Atlanta, just to have some downtime for ourselves. You know what I mean? It was definitely well needed. Had a good time, enjoyed ourselves. So everything's been going good, and I hope everything's been going good for y'all as well. So let me get right into this. I don't want to waste a lot of time, y'all, but Lord had to give me the strength to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all know I'm not no Love and Marriage Huntsville fan. I fell off the bandwagon a long time ago, but I thought it was better that I gained my own perspective, versus watching other bloggers and getting my own perspective off of their perspective based off of what they viewed. So usually I'll piggyback, and watch other content creators who also review on the show regularly, and then I'll give my intake. But I'm like, nah, let me be more authentic and actually watch the show and give my own perspective as well. And although I don't plan on highlighting too much of it, when it comes to these shows, I've always liked to basically address life lessons in which something all women can learn from. Now I get it. This is entertaining. It's fun. Every once in a while, we love to get a little shenanigans. We love to, we love a little drama. We love a little entertainment, right? But it also comes a point where you don't not only need to just be entertained, you also got to be enlightened and informed on situations in which many of us as women can definitely relate. And when I watch these shows, I don't just be fascinated with the drama. I'm fascinated with the things that I pick up on, the things that I observe. And I'm like, this is the reason why watching these shows make me realize that I'm the way I am for a reason. And maybe you ladies can relate too, because this show is very exhausting. I'm just, like I said, I love my girl Mel. I will always ride for her. But I'm just so over the show. The mean girl shenanigans at all are still, a continuous issue. The jealousy, the envy, the backstabbing, the shade. This is the reason why I don't have any female friends, or I will say this, I have a very, very small circle. My circle is so small, I don't even have 3 references that I could put on a job application. So if I go apply for a real job, hey, I may have to hit up some of my subscribers and say, look here, I'm going to need your name and number. Just let them know that we used to work at ABCD because I need this job. Because when I say, listen, I don't have a real social life. My social life is very, very limited. I have maybe two, three people I can name off of the top of my dome that I really, really rock with. And this show pretty much indicate a lot of those reasons that I'm getting ready to go into. If y'all haven't been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, this is the most recent episode, season 8, episode 15. Listen, I didn't even realize they was this far in the game. I didn't even realize it made it to 8 seasons. That's just how out of touch I have been with this show, you know what I mean? But, you know, after watching a couple of, you know, of the queens and blogging that's doing a wonderful job, I just felt like I needed to give my own narrative, so I did review some of the show, right? So, I definitely wanted to go into this because it really shows why you can never refriend a bitter broad. And I definitely commend Melody for being a woman of a lot of strength and tenacity, because I just would not have the patience or the tolerance to keep putting myself in the company of women that I know are relentless, envious, and just have the worst. How can I say this? They don't have your best interests at heart. You know, after all of these seasons that I have not watched, it amazes me how much has not changed. Tisha is still the chipmunk, you know, messy, you know, female she's always been known to be. Kimmy has always been the flip-flopper, and it's just, I don't know how y'all watch this show. It's just so tiring. How do y'all sit up here and watch this for a whole 30 minutes and not get annoyed, not get frustrated? This is just so exhausting to see how petty and childish a lot of these women are, and none of them have really, you know, grown or have, you know, leveled up into a different mindset except Mel. You know, Mel is always elevating and doing bigger and better things, and she's always trying to shed new light. She's always trying to bring something new to the group, and it's hard to bring something new to the group, even if it's something positive, when you're dealing with people who have the same old messy ass mindset, which is the reason why I'm going to go into this, right? So follow me if you will. I'm going to play the episode, but this is how I'm going to play it. There's not going to be any audio, and I'm going to skip certain parts of the show that I don't think is that big of a deal to address. Like I said, you already got plenty of women plenty of queens on blogging us already doing a wonderful job breaking down all of the elements of the show all the way through. I don't plan on doing that. I just plan on giving you some highlights for the life lessons that I want all of you to learn. Being in an event you are in this situation, or you do have friendships with women who think on this level. So this is basically my point, giving you more of a spiritual, logical way of reasoning as to why you need to avoid refriending bitter broads. Now, understand this is a show, so probably against Mel's better judgment, she cannot totally isolate herself from them. And I get it, because Mel has her head in the game. She's all about securing her bag. If she got to fake it to make it, be cordial, playing trips, anything to keep this show going. That way she's stacking bread where her and her children could live lavish for the rest of their days. You know, I get it. Sometimes you have to learn how to stop catching feelings and learn how to catch flights. You get what I'm saying? You got to learn how, you know what I'm saying, to catch flights instead of catching feelings. You got to make that bread, you know what I mean? It come a point when you got to let, you know, your finances overrule your feelings. So I respect any woman who can, you know, put herself in a position in which, even though she's not getting treated correctly, she's not getting the respect that's due to her, she's willing to overlook all of that because she's looking at the bigger piece of the puzzle. She's looking at the rainbow at the end of the treasure chest. Like, I'm tolerating all of this. I'm dealing with all of this because at the end of the day, this show is going to run its course. It's going to end. I want to be able to at least know that I'm benefiting. I'm stacking up my bread. I'm taking this money from the show, investing it into products, investing it into my business. If that's the way you're going to do it, if you're going to take some bullish that will benefit. Okay, because it's a lot of people around here that's taking a lot of bull and they taking it for free. So I get why Melody is still being a champion at this. She's making sure those paychecks. She's like, damn the respect. I'm trying to cop them paychecks. And there come a point, it's all about only that they say the survival of the fittest. You know, only the strong survive, and that's the God's honest truth. There's a lot of things you got to take in order to really get that big break. It's some things you're going to have to go through. It's some things you're going to have to deal with. It's all about surviving and thriving. You feel me? So let's get into this, right? Again, I'm not going to play the audio because I don't want no sugar, honey, iced tea. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be like your narrator. Again, I'm not doing a whole doggone show. I'm only just going to highlight some of the main points in which I feel that stood out to me, and I feel I should also share with all of you who are in a similar situation or who have been in a similar situation and never could understand to this day, like, how did I end up dealing with a female like that? How did I end up, picking these type of females as friends, So it's always a lesson to be made, Unfortunately, somebody has to be collateral damage. Meaning that in many instances, in order for us to learn, we have to see other people get burned. So either you have to observe other people getting burned, or you yourself have to get burned as a lesson to learn in the process. And lessons do consist of being burned, and it does consist of betrayal. All of us don't learn because you don't learn because people been good to you. You learn because of people who have burned you. You learn through getting burned. So let's get into this, right? So Melody, of course, being the top tier diva that she's always been, Melody has always been the type of woman who loves extravagant things. She's always she's always been big in the brain. She's always looking for bigger and better. She's never been stagnant and allowed herself to stay on a certain level. So she plans this girl's trip to St. Thomas with some friends some new friends that I never really was aware of. Again, I'm just playing catch up because I haven't watched several seasons of this show because I just got totally turned off. And watching the show made me realize why I stopped watching the show to begin with, and why I really don't care if this show doesn't get another season, because it's just really whack. I'm just so tired, of Kimmy and especially Tisha, with the mean girl antics and throwing the rock high in the hand. They expect all of this, these high standards and morals and loyalty when it comes to other people, but they are allowed to flip flop and make the rules as they go. And this is the reason why I don't have many female friends, because a lot of females think like this. They really think you're supposed to be loyal to them 1,000%, and they feel they should be loyal to you within reason. So here's the trip to St. Thomas, right? Melody plans this wonderful trip. Of course, she rents this beautiful mansion in St. Thomas. Now, again, because I haven't watched it in a long time, I don't know if these women have been coming on here regularly or they just came on this particular episode. If anybody else knows different, who watches the show regularly, you're welcome to correct me in the comment section, respectfully, of course. So Melody brings two women with her, two of her friends with her. One's name is Shenita, which is the woman here in the blonde, and the other one name is Lauren. So these women who she decided to bring with her, I guess these are women she's been working with, that she has, authentic friendship with. And I am so glad that Melody is finally bringing other people along with her. I got tired of having to deal with everyone team up on her and her not have nobody there, you know what I mean, to kind of level it out when they see it's too many people coming up against her. So I'm glad that she's finally bringing other women on board for now who has her best interest, and hopefully to stay that way, because Mel was always outnumbered, and she's been outnumbered for years, season after season, between Martell, Marceau, Maurice, Tisha, Kimmy, and of course Ariana Air Mattress, you know, who's the background singer that nobody keeps up with. She's like a Kelly Williams from Destiny's Child, but that's another story, right? So I was glad that she brought her own crew with her. I really was glad that she brought her, you know, her own friends who kind of on the same mental wavelength with her. She does need to have her own support, because Kimmy and Tisha have been supporting each other for years. Martell has always had everybody's support because they was always so jealous and envious of Melody. So they love coming up against her like an army and basically trying to conquer her. And even though Mel was holding her own, I'll give her that. But when you have that many people coming up against you all the time, it does start to wear and tear on your mental, on your mental, your emotional. So I'm glad that she's bringing some women along with her to embark on this journey, because everybody done had their way too long. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you do have to bring something new in the element that's going to shake things up. So I think this was a really good look for her, that she brought some new friends, you know what I mean, somebody else to also enjoy this experience in St. Thomas with. So they get there, and of course it's a beautiful setting. All of the rooms, you know, the siding, the aura, the atmosphere is just beautiful, very island-like, because it is an island. So bright colors, huge spaces. It's just such a breathtaking experience. I mean, if I could just get one day in this type of view, I would be grateful, okay? But the ladies step into the palace, and they all are in total awe. They're enjoying the scenery, and the view, the ocean, and all that wonderful stuff. So Mel, of course, tells Lauren and Shenita, I want to show you ladies around. And she proposed the idea that she would actually assign rooms, because keep in mind, not only is Mel and her two friends are going to be on this trip, of course, Chump, you know, what do I call the lady? Chipmunk mouth Tisha, you know, and Kimmy the Kermit Frog, you know, she's coming. Then they have Sunny, they have Trisha. So it's basically the whole love, the women of the Love in Huntsville gang. All of them are going to come together and do this girls trip. Now y'all know, like I know, girls trip are always a total bust when it comes to these reality shows. They never really go as planned. You know, somebody ends up getting an attitude. There's an argument. Somebody ends up throwing drinks. Somebody wants to bring up things at the dinner table. We need to clear the air. We need to clear. You already know the drama is bound to be delivered, okay? So anyway, everybody is coming on this girls trip that Melody had orchestrated, right? But Melody and her girls get there first. So Melody used that as an advantage to say, you know what? Since all of these ladies are going to be coming, let me just go ahead and start assigning rooms. Because keep in mind, Tisha already told Melody that she was bringing Destiny. Now we know Destiny and Mel is like oil and milk. They do not mix. Nevertheless, Tisha just loves to keep bringing people in Mel's space who she knows Mel does not click with. Keep in mind, this is also part of the show. They are also contracted that they got to be around each other, okay? So the show is not a show if people avoid each other just because they don't want to be in the same space and don't like each other. So there's several elements in this whole situation as to why these women have to constantly keep being around each other, because it boils down to production also, in filming and storylines. But it just comes a point when people just start rubbing me the wrong way. Damn a storyline, damn the views. You know, I need my peace at this point. But if you're somebody that's mature enough to know how to separate personal from professional, then you may be able to still, you know, perform and move accordingly, just to ensure that you still are getting your needs met, right? So Mel decides that she wants to pick out all of the rooms and signs rooms, and she does so with these cards in which she places in each room. So when all of the ladies get there, everybody already knows where they're going to be. I, for one, think this is a good idea, especially if I'm the one who paid for it. And I think Melody is just one of those people, she loves structure. I'm the same way. And you got to keep in mind, Melody is a Scorpio like I am. Scorpio women, we are very big on structure. Okay? And it comes off as if we're disciplinary at times, like we're bossy. And well, yeah, we are, because we just like structure. We don't like things chaotic. We don't like things out of order. I remember, sidebar story, we had to do a going away party for my stepdaughter, and I was the one who threw it, and I knew my husband's ex-wife was going to be there. And because her family is bougie and ghetto, I had to make it up in my mind that if I wanted this to be a successful going away party, I couldn't mix her side of the family with their personality with some of my family that was going to be there, and then my in-laws was going to be there. So to keep the drama down to a minimum, I had to where his ex-wife and her siblings and her mom and everybody was on one side of the room we rented, and then I had my family kind of blended in with my in-laws. Now, when they did enter, you know, into the event, the first thing in their mind was like, we grown people, why the hell we got to have assigned seats? You know, they felt some type of way, you know what I mean? So grown people hate when you give them assigned seats, you know, unless it's like a wedding or something like that. But when it comes to events like parties and functions, grown people feel like they should just be able to sit where they want to sit. Keep in mind, I was very particular because my husband, ex-wife, they got a bunch of kids on their side of the family. And I don't know about y'all, anytime there's events with a bunch of kids, I have to have it set up a certain way where all the kids are not sitting to the table with the adults. All the kids got their own tables. The adults, the parents need to be near their kids at the table. That's how I had to set it up, because some people are very ignorant. They will let their children walk and run everywhere, you know, while they doing what they want to do. So I had to set it up to where the parents had to sit by their own children. And I did that so all of my grown-up guests could feel comfortable. They wouldn't feel like, you know, they felt smothered, because everybody does not watch their children. You got some people who come to events and they leave their children where they leave them, and they don't come back and check on them periodically. So I had to set it up. I had to do assigned tables to keep the peace. And even though I had a couple of people who came in feeling some type of way and throwing a little shade, you know, because that was his ex-wife family, you know, everybody had a good time. It went great because I knew how to set it up. I knew what personalities would mesh well with who, and vice versa. So Melody was trying to just keep the peace. She basically wanted the right people with the right personalities to have their own type of space, and she was trying to accommodate everybody, right? So she's you know, she picks the biggest palace, of course, because she's the queen. So Melody has the biggest room. She let Lauren pick a room, and she let her friend Shenita pick a room. And meanwhile, they done picked out their rooms, and Melody is putting cards with names in each room, so when the rest of the ladies come, everybody pretty much know which rooms they assigned to. So here they are at the airports. Already, these heifers, these bougetto, meaning bougie and ghetto at the same time. Okay, type of chicks that would wear city trend shoes, you know what I'm saying, with a Louis Vuitton pocketbook, you know what I mean, just mixed up. Okay, they already at the airport kind of bitching before they even get on the plane correctly. They already mad that they got to tote their own bags. They already mad, you know what I mean, that they going on these trips without their husbands. And I'm like, look here, I get it, because every time I travel, I always travel with my husband. I don't have a lot of girlfriends like that to travel with. If I did, I would probably travel a little bit more, but I don't have a lot of female friends, right? So most of the time when I travel, it's always with my husband. I get it. When you see your husband being your road dog, your right-hand man, sometimes it does feel a little awkward, you know what I mean? And I had that same feeling when I had to go to to my cousin's wedding in Vegas, and my husband could not come with me because he had to work. And I say catching our flight without him, it was just so weird. I had attachment issues. I had separation anxiety because my husband is like my right hand man. We do almost everything together. But honey, when I got to Vegas, I had some margaritas, baby. I forgot about him not even coming, you know. Plus my mom's husband was there, so I had other family, so I didn't feel totally awkward. And once I got in my groove and started walking, the tourist area of Vegas, I just enjoyed myself, and I realized how important it is as women. You need me time for yourself. Don't become so attached to your husband and your children that you don't know how to function and have a good time without them. You know what I mean? So again, this is about life lessons, okay? I know y'all want entertainment. Y'all want to know the dirt, what really happened, and all of that or whatever, right? But they're already bitching, at the airport. You know what I mean? They already complaining and, I ain't got my husband with me and I have to push my own bag and pick up my own bag. I'm like, shut the hell up. You know what I mean? You know what? Y'all so upset about not being with y'all husbands, and I'm sure y'all husbands is nowhere thinking about y'all at all. You know what I'm saying? They probably gonna spend time with their side chicks anyway in Huntsville. That's probably the only reason y'all don't want to leave y'all husbands behind, because y'all worried about them doing something, because Air Mattress already put it out there that they done smash other women, and so did y'all boy Martell. But anyway, so they all showing up, and one by one, Tisha, Kimmy, Trisha, Nell, and much to their surprise, Sonny showed up. They didn't expect Sonny to be there, so that was a little awkward little moment. So anyway, they get all their bags and they get into the little transport van, and they're talking, they're vibing, and you can tell Sonny's feeling a little out of place. When females feeling some type of way about you and they're looking at you with the side eye, it does kind of, you know what I mean? It does kind of suck up the energy a little bit. So you can tell Sonny is feeling out of place. But they're talking and they're chatting it up. And next thing notice, somehow, somewhere they got on and talking about IVs. That's IUVs, I think that's what they call them, for women who are struggling with fertility issues, and they do a procedure in which it helps them to be able to conceive. So Sonny surprisingly decides to be very open with these women who really aren't fond of her and don't know her that well. I don't think I would have been that open with females who are not really my friends like that, but maybe she felt it was necessary, guess for storyline purposes only, or maybe she was grieving, still going through some emotional struggles with that, and maybe that was her way of kind of venting a little bit. And of course, Stormy. I forgot Stormy was there too, y'all. And Stormy showed a little compassion and was like, oh man, I'm sorry, because Sonny basically ends up telling them that she's struggling, that she did her second IV and still not able to progress. She's still having fertility issues, and women who cannot have children, it's one of the most challenging, heartbreaking situations, because it's just in a woman's nature. Not all women. You got some women that are fine with not having any children, and it does not make them less of a woman because you choose not to have children. But you have women who struggle with that, who really want to have a child. And until you walk that walk, you cannot be incompassionate for women who have fertility issues. Well, why are you doing all that to your body? Why are you paying all that money? And until you've been there and you've had the experience not being able to birth a child, you have to kind of learn how to have compassion for women who don't have that as easy. As much as we think having a child should be easy, it is a struggle for some women. Some women have, well, majorities these days have fertility issues. And the numbers are increasing. You want to be able to start a family. You want to be able to give a man something that he's never had, or you want to be able to add on to what he does have and start your own little family. So I could only imagine, Sonny's emotional turmoil with that. You feel me? So anyway, she's transparent about that. And it kind of puts just a little small dampen. I think there's a time and a place for everything. And I think on a girl's trip, you shouldn't bring up anything sad. You shouldn't bring up anything that's heavy like that. There's a time and a place. And I just didn't feel like Sonny should have shared that. But then again, I have not had that issue. So I can't tell a woman who in that situation how she should grieve, what she should say, what she shouldn't say. That would not be fair because I'm not walking her shoes. But basically, that's what ended up happening with that. But they ended up chopping it up about more positive things. They kind of, railroaded, got through that little awkward conversation. So they finally get closer and closer to the suite or the mansion, or I'm gonna just say palace because it's huge. The palace while they're en route. Of course, Melody is still getting everything situated. She got her chef on point. She got the island boys on point. She getting everything ready. She getting everything together. So in the process of that, getting everything situated, the ladies finally make it there. And they get there safely. All is well. They're looking around the scenery, admiring how beautiful everything is. And of course, at first, Kimmy is like, oh, this looks so nice. Melody went all out. She always does a great job. So, when the ladies first get there, everybody is so in awe, with the scenery, with the palace, with the lakes, the ocean, the view. Everything is just magical until it gets down to the damn rooms. Okay, so everybody is finding out where they're being assigned. Again, Melody's friends already picked their rooms, Lauren and Shenita, so they good. Sunny has her own room, Stormy has a room, and because Tisha took it upon herself to tell Mel that she was bringing Destiny, well, Mel decided to give her the room with the 3 beds, which was hella huge. It wasn't set up like it was an army boot camp. I mean, it was huge. Nothing uncomfortable, nothing ghetto, nothing ratchet. Of course, chipmunk mouth Tisha had to throw a fit. Okay, now y'all know Tisha seizes any moment to let Mel know what she did wrong. Tisha cannot be around Mel without making a mockery out of something Mel does. She looks for the negative in everything. And this is why I tell you women, and I'm going to keep preaching to y'all, you cannot refriend or be friends with a bitter female. Okay, with a woman that already does not like you, with a woman who has already betrayed you, with a woman who has sided with your husband that has cheated on you. You cannot take women like this. You cannot give them a benefit of a doubt. It will never work because Tisha is so envious and so jealous of Mel. And the sad part about having an enemy is your enemy will come and sit at your dinner table, and the whole time while they're sitting at your dinner table, they're bitching at your dinner table. They're bitching about your food. They're bitching about why we got to eat at this plastic table. Why we ain't eat at the wood table. Why you not giving us real silverware. Why we got to eat with plastic forks. I mean, like, be grateful that you was even invited there. Tisha just makes it her business to criticize and critique everything Melody does. And of course, Kimmy the 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 makes it her business to co-sign on everything Tisha says. Why? Because that's her sister-in-law. That's another thing. I refuse to be friends with females that are related to other women who also have a problem with me, and they both got to always join forces like freaking frat. Tisha, chipmunk mouth, and Kimmy 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪𝓼, who's always jumping from one extreme to the next. You know, she's always jumping, straddling the fence. They're going to always co-sign on each other's shenanigans because Tisha and Wanda made Kimmy the 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪𝓼 feel guilty a long time ago when Kimmy was siding with Melody. And I'm sure Wanda and Tisha and Maurice and Marceau, they never let Kimmy live that down. So ever since, she's been making sure she's been proving her loyalty is to the Scotts, because that's the family she's married in. And the best thing I tell you ladies, do not become friends with women that are sisters, related, or married within the same family, because at the end of the day, they're going to join forces. They're going to join teams. If I'm going to be friends with somebody who has a sister, I'm just friends with her, not her and her sister. I'm not inviting you and your sister to every event. I'm not inviting you and your female cousin. No, I'm not doing that, because y'all are going to be getting together, tag teaming, double teaming. Every time I get into it with one of y'all, the other one's going to feel like they got to be loyal to family. And people will do that. They can know family is in the wrong, and they will still be loyal to them. So like I said, you know, they coming in and they feeling some type of way. Instead of being appreciative, they're angry that Mel chose a room for them. Okay? So of course, freaking frat, chipmunk mouth, and Kermit the Frog had to get together and bitch about it. They boosting each other up. Yeah, why is she doing that? Why would she put us in that kind of room? I know what it is. This chipmunk Tisha, she chose a room for us based on how she felt about us. Everything with chipmunk Tisha is always personal. It's like if Mel gives them complimentary breakfast. Well, why did she give us pork sausage instead of turkey sausage? Is she trying to be funny? I mean, who eats turkey sausage? You know, I'm from the South. We like pork sausage. Tisha chipmunk mouth looks for any reason to bitch. You know why? Because she don't like Mel. Okay? Like I said, you cannot befriend or be friends with a bitter, jealous-minded female. No matter what you do, they're going to find something wrong. If Melody sends Tisha a limousine to pick her up, ew, this is too much. I mean, why does she have to send a limo? I mean, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. All she had to do was send an Uber or something. This is doing the most. This is doing too much. Okay, and if Mel would have sent an Uber, this is the best she could do. She gonna send me an Uber. I mean, what if the Uber is like not a real Uber and he's like a sex trafficker or something? I mean, damn, am I not worth better transportation? I thought we was friends. Now I know why she sent that Uber, because see, Melody is still in her feelings. I'm like, girl, would you get over yourself? This is why I cannot stand this show. I am so tired of these women thinking they own Melody and she needs to kiss their ass. I know I'm not being rated PG today. I apologize. My next sermon, I'm going to be religious on that one, okay? The next sermon I got coming up about he's a good man, Savannah, I'm going to go back to my Bible scriptures, okay? I got you. But this is going to be a ratchet commentary because this is a ratchet ass show. And I cannot use my spiritual knowledge and in this type of ghetto shenanigans. I cannot do it. I cannot do Bible scriptures or none of that when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville because these people irritate my soul, okay? And I know I'm going to have to go into some deep prayer after I'm done doing this commentary. But anyway, Tisha is criticizing it, okay? Not only that, Nell is tipsy, all right? She done got her drink on. So, something about older women and alcohol, I don't know, because of menopause or what, but menopause and Moet, they don't mix. Older women can be very, very difficult. And what I mean by older women, that's 50 and older, and it's a blessing. I'm not knocking women that's 50 or older, but older women are very complicated to please. I mean, women, period. But older women is more difficult because they've been through so much and they've lived a long time and they just expect things to really be a certain way for them. So, anyway, I'm not going to talk too much on Nell. Nell was just getting her drink on and being extra, got in her feelings because she didn't see a card with her name on it, and Melody ran out of cards, and Melody was trying to explain to her, I ran out of cards, but the bed that didn't have the card is your bed. Then she got upset about the way the room that was chosen for her, and all Melody said was, I got that room for you because I felt like since you were older, this room would be better. What you mean I'm old? What you trying to say? Listen, this is why I don't do girls trips. I don't do girls trips. I don't mind doing girls dinner, night out. Let's go have some dinner, some drinks, and everybody go to hell home. I don't feel like dealing with your bitchy attitude, with you complaining about what room we in. I did a girls night one time, and it was very annoying. Some people had their money right. Some people didn't have their money right. Then the people who didn't have money wanted us to go cheap and get pizza, while those of us who had money, we wanted to go try out some upscale Italian restaurants and some steak houses. I just cannot do, listen, I cannot do women. I just cannot. But anyway, so moving along, right? While this is going on, like I said, Kermit the Frog and Chipmunk Mouth, they keep pumping it up. And they're pumping each other up. Instead of one of them saying, let's calm down, let's make the best of it, they both feed off each other's, misery, I guess. And Tisha knows how to capitalize off of Kimmy's anger towards Mel. And I really think Tisha gets a kick out of people feeling some type of way with Mel, or people having something against Mel because she capitalizes off of that. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I agree with that. I don't know why Mel, she looks like I said, Tisha would never like Mel. Let's just make that clear. She would never like Mel, never has, and you just have some women, no matter how nice, how polite you are to them, how much you try to befriend them. I've been in a situation where no matter how nice I tried to be towards a certain female, because her jealousy was so strong for me, all of my kindness, it overshadowed her anger, overshadowed all of my kindness, all of my good efforts, everything I was doing to try to keep things civil between us. She would make it for bad. When somebody don't like you, they just don't like you. So any little thing that you do is going to be magnified. They're going to make you feel like you did it on purpose. They're going to make you feel like you did it because you don't like them. And Tisha is always making it known that Mel really don't like her, but yet you come to every event, you present, you come to the girls trip, you come to the dinners. Truth of the matter is, you don't like Melody. You don't like Melody. And a lot of these females, they will flip it on you. They will try to make you think you out to get them, when the truth of the matter is they're out to get you. So they're doing all this bitching and everything. And of course, Melody comes out, tries to rectify the problem, and says, hey, I tell you what, if y'all have a problem with the room, this is what I can do. My girls, Shenita and Lauren, they cool peoples. Tell you what, we could switch out with them. How about they got mad with that? They got mad with that. When a female don't like you, nothing you do is ever enough. Male tried to rectify the problem, and they got offended by that and bust so many words. Oh, so what you trying to say? Shenita them, they more mature than us. They willing to give up their rooms to accommodate us. That way we can look like we petty and they look more mature than us. No, we good. We all right. We gonna keep the rooms. Well, what is it? You came to Melanie bitching, basically pissing on her, making her feel as if she did y'all so wrong with the room she chose for y'all. And then when she tried to fix the situation and say, because Melody knows Shenita and Lauren, she can get somewhere with them before she can get anywhere with Kimmy the Kermit and Chipmunk Tisha. So Melody was willing to once again make those accommodations. We good. We gonna stick with what we got. Well, why the hell even say anything? Then, when when Melody tries to rectify the situation, then she says Kimmy the Kermit feeding off a negative chipmunk tooth Tisha. No, I don't think the changes would have had to been made if things was done correctly in the first place. You can't win. You can't win when there's jealousy, when there's envy, even if you try to correct it. Well, no, you should have did it right in the first place. Well, I'll be damned. Damn if I do, damn if I don't. Melody will never ever win. Okay? They don't like Melody. All right? And these two, when you have two common enemies, they're going to always feed off each other. Okay? No one is going to be the voice of reason and say, you know what, let's just have a good time. Now, eventually, they get to that point when they realize they're wasting time, but it does not change how they really feel. And even Chipmunk Tisha goes to the confession room after everything Melody tried to do to make it right. She meant to do that. She knew what she was doing. She didn't say those exact words, but that's basically what she was saying. She basically said Mel intentionally picked those rooms out of spite. And I'm like, what makes you think you are so great where you're entitled? What makes you think your friendship with Melody is so great to where she's entitled to giving you this special, attention or accommodations? I don't know where Chipmunk Tisha gets that from, but anyway, let's move along, right? Because I don't want to spend too much time on Chipmunk Tisha. So they in the back of the palace and talking by the water, and they claim, they gonna go ahead and let bygones be bygones. Of course, Drunk Nail comes over there, re-stirring the pot up, so things get a little explosive again, then it dies down again. This is why I don't do girls trips. So anyway, let's keep moving on. So after that's all settled down and they done made their final arrangements with the rooms and stuff, this when a little entertainment comes, the little island boys and all of that come and put on a little show for them and everything, and anyhow, the ladies continue pretty much, with their fiesta, and everything started picking back up again and going pretty good. So as the show continues, I'm not going to speak on every little thing. They dance with the island boys. I definitely like, this friend of Melody, Shenita. I like her energy. I like how she calls things out. And I think when it comes to these reality shows, every once in a while, you need a wild card. You need somebody that's going to shake the atmosphere, especially when it's been ran a certain way for far too long. So I'm just going to play a small snippet of the conversation that Shenita and Melody have at the table with Tisha. And when I say Shenita was on to her and she called her out, you can tell this made Tisha feel very, very, very uncomfortable, right? But we're we gonna go ahead and play it. We gonna get into it. I'm just gonna play a little snippet because I don't want no drama. So let's see. I want to see where to start it from. Okay, so let's see if we started from here. Let's turn my volume up.
Getting her groove back right now, so I'm excited to see Mel having a little fun.
Tisha did it like that. Oh my God. Bring out the best in us. Yeah, okay, you can tell me hello.
All right, again, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Sonny, you quiet?
I'm just hungry. That's all. I'm just listening.
Are you from Alabama?
I'm from St. Louis.
Oh yeah, she told me that. I was like, don't play with her. I don't know. Y'all don't want to fight Sonny. I'm saying the defense mechanism of those of us from Midwest is a little heightened, okay? You know that St. Louis.
Don't be sleeping on those down south girls.
I don't know about
now.
y'all country folks.
Y'all sweet as a piece of pie.
We what?
Sweet as a piece of pie.
So Tisha, like I said, because she's so insecure, because she's so jealous, she just has to respond to everything. Shenita was just making a general statement. Hey, okay, Sonny, oh, you from the Midwest. You from St. Louis, you know, because us Midwest girls, we like to turn up now. You know, we ain't the one to play with. Tisha just had to bring her chipmunk tooth mouth into the equation and let it be known, hey, us Southern girls, we don't play either. I mean, the pettiness, the insecurities is just so obvious, and it's very annoying. And see, what I think is Shenita at this point really starts reading right through Chipmunk Tisha. She can just tell Shenita is reading the room, and I love a female who can read the room and knows, okay, I know what this is going to be. I know how I'm going to have to get down in this room in here. I done figured out what kind of crowd this is. So I want y'all to pay attention to how Shenita really starts calling Chipmunk's bluff.
Sweet till they not sweet. They sweet till they not sweet.
Oh, your husband's from Alabama?
Huntsville.
Oh, girl. Where your husband from?
He's from Alabama.
Oh.
My person is from Ohio, so.
See, you still came over on this side. Okay, see?
So Mel was like, I'm going to bring my single friends on the trip. So I'm like,
Now peep this. Peep the pettiness.
okay, what's going on with the single friends? Why you have to like specify that they're single?
Because I like for things to be super clear, you know.
Was that necessary? Do you realize that, again, Chipmunk Tisha seizes every moment where she has to say something. Tisha is so pressed. Mel's presence just stings her like a hornet to a bee. She has to say something every chance she gets. What the hell difference does it make if Mel is specifying my single friends? In other words, she's saying my friends, they aren't married. They're different type. They bring a different type of energy, you know, because they're not married. You know, they're able to turn up. They don't have much boundaries, restrictions. You know what I mean? There was no shade in that. Why was it necessary for Chipmunk Mouth Tisha to say something?
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted y'all to know, like, that I was bringing my single friends. Because, you know, y'all
I
all
thought you were trying
married.
to say the single friends are more funner than the married friends.
Usually
So that's what I'm trying to say.
Girls, there's a fungus among us. This is why I stopped watching this show. I really can't stomach Chipmunk Tisha. I can't do her.
Yeah.
No, they're not. We have a good time.
I think when you're married, you have a bigger
Boundaries.
structure.
Boundaries.
Yeah, structure.
Well, you have
boundaries. I don't know,
boundaries,
but don't
that's
say
true.
boundaries like boundaries.
When you know, like, the top love language for your friends, you also know how to communicate and show them that you love them too. So it's not just, to me, it's not just relationships. You know, like romantic relationships.
I define if you're my friend by how you treat me when it don't go your way. That's the key right there.
Good.
Did you peep what Shenita said? She said, I define you as a friend. I define how I see you as a friend based on how you treat me when things don't go your way. Now, I'm going to play that back one more time. I want y'all to peep this because I'm getting ready to end this from here and we're going to go into the coffee chat in a second.
Friends, you also know how to communicate and show them that you love them too. So it's not just, to me, it's not just relationships, you know, like romantic relationships.
I define if you're my friend by how you treat me when it don't go your way. That's the key right there. When it's not right, or I'm down, or I'm broken, or I'm hurt, or I'm mad, I know if we're friends or not.
I think that's one of the best examples I've ever heard, to be perfectly honest.
Now, Shenita is on to the shenanigans, and that's why she said, I define you as a friend depending on what I'm currently going through during my broken moments, during my down moments. And that's the God's honest truth. You really will find out who your friends are depending on what you're going through. When you're going through a divorce, you'll find out who's your friend. When you're going through losing custody of your children, when you go through a death, you lose your business, you're going to have friends who's going to support you, and then you're going to have other friends who's making a mockery out of you, laughing at you, and capitalizing off your downfall. And Shenita is slowly but surely, she's putting it out there like, I done already peeped the cards, I'm already peeping the room, I already see what kind of crowd this is.
Pure friendship is being able to agree, disagree, to go through some things. Yeah, that's when I feel like you're my friend.
Sometimes you can just walk away. I don't have to down you or talk bad about you because the relationship expired.
Can you be around somebody that you don't like?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an adult. Yeah.
She don't like me.
If we have an issue, you can sit right next to her, right?
Watch her.
Ooh, what? Tisha, you done met Chipmunk Tisha, done met her match, honey. Shenita said, watch her. Now, you answered the question. She said, can you be around somebody you don't like? She said, oh, yes, absolutely. And said that with such honoring. And that's when Shenita was put the mail, you better watch her. You better. In other words, you letting it be known. You sitting here at the same table eating with us, and you cannot like us. And even Stormy was like, hell, she don't like me. So, but this is showing. Shenita is letting it be known, I peep your card, I see you for what you are, and I'm going to call you out. And I like the fact that she put her on the spot. Now, you know, this is totally pissing Chipmunk Tisha off. Tisha does not like to be called out. She hates it with a passion. Her and her husband, Marcel, have that in common. They hate being called out.
Oh, no, girl, you made me pull my earring out. She said, watch her.
What you mean, watch me?
Because you said, not in a negative way, I said watch you, because you said you can sit at the table and eat with somebody you really don't like them.
So in other words, just because they sit at the table, you saying she sit at the table, but you don't think that means she like you.
Yeah, that's what, thank you. Thank you. That's the realest thing you could ever say.
I didn't know that Mel was going to bring her bodyguard on this trip. Like, this girl does not know any of the ladies, but you're very opinionated for you not to know us.
But you always bring your bodyguard, which is your sister-in-law, Kimmy the Kermit Frog, who likes to hop around and straddle the fence. Girl, you need to sit down, have several seats, because you always have your damn little chihuahua. You always have your puppet, and Kimmy's your puppet. So I'm glad Melody is bringing somebody into the equation that's going to get you right together, because y'all been running the show too long. Y'all been double teaming, double tagging Mel, and frankly, I'm sick of it, and so is everyone else.
It's going to be some heated moments.
All right, so I'm going to leave it at that, y'all. I'm going to leave it at that. But y'all get my drift. Basically, see, people don't like when you change, when you switch gears on them. You know, and I'm glad Melody has somebody there, you know, as far as we know of, that's there to genuinely support her. And in due time, you know, as this show continues to go on, we will see Shenita's true colors reflect as well. I mean, people that only could pretend to be who they are, but so long, if there's any hidden agenda. But Shenita is definitely bringing that heat game on, and I like that, because this is the problem. Tisha and Kimmy have always piggybacked off each other's, they've always joined forces. So I'm glad that Melody is wise enough to realize, you know what, I need to start bringing my own crew, because everybody in this circle is not loyal to me. So I'm going to have to shake this circle up and bring in my own crew. And that's what you got to do. You got to bring in your own team, because at the end of the day, these ladies, they're going to look out for each other. They don't already show Mel how they get down. So anyway, that's my intake on the Love and Marriage review with the girls trip. That is why I don't do girls trips. It's always, especially when there's a lot of tension there. I'm not discouraging other women from taking trips with their girlfriends, but if you know you and the ladies that you are having a friendship, y'all have a friendship, but that friendship is very turbulent. There's a lot of undercover issues. There's a lot of things that you're not addressing openly. The last thing you want to do is travel together, okay? Because you're in each other's personal space, and we know things can go totally left. With all due respect, the young lady, did this make me think of her? I don't know why I did. Shanquilla Robinson. This made me think of her. She planned this big old wonderful girls trip with her friends, and well, not friends, ops, okay, and paid for all their way. She was the one who, paid for everybody's flight. And look what they did to her, because this girl has so much going for herself. Had her own hair braiding business in Charlotte. And this is where these women really show their behinds, is on these girls trips. You know what I mean? I had a very similar experience, right? Only difference, and rest in peace to her, by the way. Only difference was, it wasn't like, in Mexico or Jamaica, or St. Thomas. It ain't been nothing extravagant like what Mel did, but I did do an out-of-town outing with an ex-friend of mine at the time, and we had agreed to do a weekend in Atlanta, and I already, my first mind was telling me that I really shouldn't be doing this trip. I really shouldn't be going out of state with this particular person, because it just was a whole lot about her that I really didn't care for. She seemed very, very aggressive. She was like passive aggressive. And even though I would say, she was a nice person, as far as, we got along good. We was able to vibe on certain things. We had a lot in common. We like to eat at the same restaurants and stuff. But she was very pushy. She was very kind. She was bossy, basically. And I figured that it was just part of her personality. A lot of times when you just want to see the good in people, you overlook a lot of things that you end up regretting later on down the line. And you try to make excuses for them. And I just figured, I said, well, that's just her personality. She's just a strong-minded person. And it eventually started weighing in on me. It kind of started wearing me out. I think we need to go here, and we need to go there, and we need to, you calling all the shots, not asking me, how I feel or what I want to do and stuff like that. And I think because, I'm always been this easygoing person. Easygoing people, we're considered to be weak or pushovers, because we don't opinionate on a whole lot. The go with the flow people, we tend to get ambushed. We tend to get run over, all that. Well, I'ma just go along and get along to keep the peace. I would never recommend, and trust me, this was me 15 something years ago. I'm far from that go along and get along person, right? But I'm just saying, when you so badly want to see the good in person, you will make excuses for them, and the friendship becomes toxic. And that's what ended up happening. I found myself hating being around her, hating going places with her. it became very dreadful. You know, and that's when I realized that, look, if you're already not on the best of terms with the female, last thing you want to do is plan trips in which y'all are traveling together, y'all doing things together. Trips are kind of personal. So that means y'all are going to be around each other throughout that whole trip, because y'all don't know anyone there but each other. Y'all going to Caicos, y'all going to Cancun. Y'all really going to have to be around each other a lot, because it is y'all going as a group. You get what I'm saying? So if this person is pissing you off and rubbing you the wrong way on that trip, you're confined and kind of stuck to having to deal with that. You know what I mean? So you have to be very mindful that once a female has shown you she does not like you, she has disrespected you multiple times, she has betrayed you, you never want to plan something as intimate as something like a girl's trip. If y'all got to go somewhere, got to do something, let it be like at Chili's, Applebee's, and you go your separate ways. Y'all go back home riding separate cars. Don't be doing these long-term out-of-town trips. You never know what kind of agenda these people have. We've seen what happened to Shenita Robinson. It was supposed to be a beautiful experience together that turned very tragic, and to this day, her family still has yet to receive justice. So, anyway, that wraps up for Love and Marriage Huntsville Review. Now, I'm not going to be intermixing this with my sermons. I'm going to save that for the next episode. But, however, I am going to go into my coffee chats, in which we basically do a little bit on these celebrities, child, who got it going on. So we're going to talk about your boy Greg Mathis. Okay, so of course Greg Mathis, his wife Linda, after 38 years, now nearly 40 years, which is, you might as well say 40 years, she filed for a divorce, and of course a lot of people were stunned, a lot of people were shocked. Nobody saw it coming, and this is why you can't be doing relationship goals. You can't be idolizing people. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And even though a lot of people, including myself, are heartbroken for these two that been together for so long, one would only imagine what would make a woman 38 years later get to a point where she says, you know what, I want a divorce. You think after all of that, after raising children and putting them in college, and keep in mind, Linda is the biggest backbone to Judge Greg Mathis' success. He will tell you she quit her job, she put her dreams on hold and sent him to law school. You know what I'm saying? She supported him. See, a lot of these men don't know that. They're dragging her and clowning her, for wanting to leave a 38-year-old marriage. But what they don't understand was even Greg Mathis himself says that had it not been for his wife Linda, he would not be half the successful man he is. So, while everybody's trashing her and dragging her, they don't understand that she is the biggest key ingredient in Judge Greg Mathis' success. Now, does he owe that to her to be her slave or whatever? No, but he does always owe her that respect as far as being this woman that really stood by him and was dedicated to him for all the years she was dedicated to him too. Now, I don't want to sit up here and do too much speculation. Some people are trying to say he may be a little suspect, until something actually comes out. I'm not going to give my opinion too strongly on this. Again, because sometimes, it doesn't not necessarily have to be something majorly bad. It could just be for Linda, that the marriage has ran its course. I remember Linda Hogan's wife, ex-wife did the same thing. Matter of fact, I'll type them up. Hogan and Linda Hogan. They was married for many, many years too. And decades. And she divorced Hulk Hogan as well. She just no longer wanted the marriage anymore. She just felt like the marriage was stale. It had ran its course. Their kids was grown now. And she even said that she had to stand by him all those years throughout the duration of him wrestling, his career. She had to be a stay-at-home wife. And take care of all the children. While Hulk Hogan had all of these tournaments he had to go compete in. They was married in 1983 and married in 2009. So based off of my calculator, y'all, because I ain't good with math, so I'm just pull up my calculator for how many years that was, because I had my coffee and it still ain't kicked in yet. So I'm not about to add up all of these years in my brain. So it's about 1983 from 2009, 26 years, you know. So she realized too. She said the marriage had ran its course, and she just was not in love with him anymore. She had to do a lot of sacrificing in order for them to get to where they were. She was the at-home wife while he lived his life as this big-time pro wrestler. Even though she had a beautiful man, she had all of the cars. One thing she did not have was her husband. He was never home. He was gone all the time. And when these men be gone all the time, being so ambitious, being so driven, it does take a toll on the woman. And that's why as women, you got to be careful saying, I want a man with money. I want a hard-working man. I want a successful man. Just realize that it's a lot that comes with that. That means they're never going to hardly be home. There's a lot of traveling. You're going to have to be a full-time mom. He's not always going to be there to assist you. So you got to be able to be strong in that. You know what I mean? So be careful wanting these men with money, these millionaires, these successful, driven men. That's going to require them being gone a lot. Now, this is his current wife, y'all. Okay, so he found himself a young Linda Hogan. Okay, she looks just like a young Linda Hogan, and you know that's what these old men do, honey. They when they wives who've been with them 30, 40 something years leave, they will trade them in and get a younger version of them, and that's exactly what he did. You know what I mean? But yeah, that is very, very interesting, right? You know what I mean? But wait a minute, did they divorce? Shit, I didn't know that. I'm learning something today, y'all. Now it's divorced from second wife. Has new girlfriend. Okay, so 2022, he's not even with the same. Honey, shut your mouth. Y'all, I'm late. So he's no longer married to Jennifer McDaniel. And already got a new girl. He loved them blondes, honey. Got another blonde. Once again. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was the last wife, McDaniel. I didn't even know he was divorced to her. I learned something new today, y'all, too. But, you know, again, get my drift. That's basically what I'm saying. You know, nobody really knows really what happened. You know, a lot of people are just speculating. So my guessing, if I had to guess anything, I would guess that she probably feels that now that her children are older, everybody's grown, she had to stay home and sacrifice while Greg Mathis, you know, did all this traveling, had all of these cases, and she was the one that had to hold down the fort. I guess now that he's, you know, I guess retired or now that he's in a position in which, you know, she doesn't have to raise her children and all of that, she's ready to be free. A lot of times women who have been married for many, many years like that, they had to always just be the backbone of everything. They had to keep everything together while these men were so fixated on being successful and bringing them money. And even though that's a wonderful thing, at the same time, what good is money? Money is not going to always replace you not being there as a husband, you not being there as a father, because you're so driven. And some men do not know how to balance. You can still be driven and take care of home and make sure your wife and your children is getting the attention that they need. Now, allegedly, that's what I heard, is that allegedly she doesn't feel appreciated. She feels like he's still in driven mode of so focused on being successful that he's neglecting her, neglecting home. So it's a catch-22 with that. I mean, you can deal with a man who's very ambitious, works, really have a home, but is providing for the household. Or you can have you a Pookie, has all the time in the world with you, to be around you, to be home with you, because he doesn't have a job, he's not successful, he's not driven, but he's broke, and then he's around you too much. So when it comes to these men, you have to realize you're not going to get 100% of what you want. So that comes that 80-20. You know, it's that 80-20. Oh, she lost some weight because she was really heavy set back then. You have to kind of decide what's important. You know what I mean? But in many cases, most of these men do not know how to balance. It's either too much anything. Either they too driven or they not driven enough. But nevertheless, you know, hopefully this is just something as a bluff. Hopefully she's selling wolf tickets and she doesn't go all the way through. Maybe it's one of them things. Look, I'm not playing. Either you gonna start making me a priority now that our kids are grown. We got grandchildren now. Cut back on your success. We doing good. We ain't struggling like that. I need you to be home more. I need you to be more of a husband instead of being a provider. Or maybe she done made her mind up. Hey, I'm done. I went 38 years. I did my part, putting on the role as the wife, as the mother. I'm ready to do me. I'm ready to live my life, and that could very well be. And that's going to be one of the sermons I got coming up, and I'm going to give y'all a preview on my next upcoming sermon because they are going to be one of the couples that I'm going to be discussing. So that is the deal with that. Definitely keep them in prayers. I hate to see somebody put in 38 years, but at the same time, a lot of people got to realize just because marriage consists of long history, it also can consist of long misery. You have women who've been married for 40, 50 years and miserable as hell. Just because there's a lot of years in a marriage, just because y'all got all these beautiful children together, it does not compensate for the fact that you are probably really miserable because you have a man that's selfish. You have a man that's so power driven to the point he'd rather focus on being successful than being a husband and family man. So what glitters isn't always gold. So we keep them in prayer for Mr. and Mrs. Mathis. Hopefully they come to some type of resolution, and if not, I wish them both the best. You know, sometimes marriage does run its course. Many instances we want people to stay together no matter what. When it has ran its course, it has ran its course, and all you can do is support both people and be balanced and not choose sides, because we really don't know. And they really did well. 38 years. I mean, that was a lot of ups and downs and trials and tribulations and stuff. So you know, the truth will come out, and if this story unfolds and anything else comes out of it, you know, that I feel needs to be reported, I will do that, but we will move on. Talking about your boy Wanya. I don't want to talk about no damn Diddy because I'm over him. Your boy Wanya Morris, okay? Wanya from Boys to Men has always been a hot ass mess. I think he's a womanizer. He had Brandy and Adina Howard beefing with each other, you know, way back in the day. So he's always had this thing where he felt like, to me, like he's God's gift to women. I guess because he can sing and he can cry and get down on bended knee and all of that or whatever. I guess he feels like his voice is enough to make women melt over him. And to me, he's not that attractive, but that, let me just be quiet. But anyway, he's very talented. You know, he's been in Boys to Men for many, many years and stuff. But just based off of everything that I've heard about him, he just gives me male chauvinistic vibes. Like, I'm the man. I'm the ladies' man. So anyway, let me tell y'all the latest with him. He leaves his black family for young Latina. All his kids block him, honey. Now, if y'all didn't know, Wanya has a couple of children, and they all can sing just like they dad. When I say these young men, their voices are powerful. If he don't do nothing else, he definitely gave them voices, just like Brian McKnight with his trifling behind gave his sons his wonderful voices. This is the same situation, right? So anyway, Wanya Morris, one-fourth of the hip-hop supergroup Boys to Men, is having a family crisis. His children have all blocked their famous dad on social media ever since he dumped his family for a new young Latina wife. Shut your mouth. See, when these men make some money, baby, when they get right, they got to go get them a light bright, okay? Wanya Morris performs, okay, no, that's just a picture of him performing. He done put on some weight, too. He's a big dude. Up until a few years ago, Wanya was married to a beautiful and talented businesswoman named Tracy. And the couple had 6 beautiful children together. Now, his wife is very stunning. Well, ex-wife now. This was, I guess, see how long ago this was. Okay, I don't know if this is recent or not, but this is her Instagram page, right? And this is her, and I'm going to get ready to read her Instagram. So, very beautiful woman, definitely. She says, I'm thankful for another year filled with lots of love and happiness. To be wrapped with the woman, the family, and friends that love me so much is truly a blessing. That includes all of you who constantly show love and support to my family. I'm thankful for the 6 beautiful children who make me whole. I'm thankful for having the courage and strength to finally close one of the most important chapters of my life. So most likely, I'm sure she's referring to divorce. That chapter taught me how to love, how to be strong in faith, and most importantly, not just love others, but myself. I will always look back on that chapter, good and bad, and be thankful. I'm thankful to the author of my life, the Most High, for another year, right? So with the help of Tracy, 4 of their children formed their own singing group called Wanya Morris. And they really, really good, y'all. Go on YouTube, put in Wanya Morris. These young men can sing. I've heard plenty of them, their acapellas, and they are very, very gifted. The young boys group is currently signed to Kevin Lyle's 300 Entertainment, and we expect the world from the young men. So moving on, you know Kevin Lyles, he used to be in the group Chic or whatever. Freak Out. Just Chic. Little freak. But anyway, Tracy Morris and Kevin Lyles, okay, they attended some type of function there. Okay, so MediaTakeout.com, and this is where I got this information, y'all, from, confirmed that all the Wanya sons have blocked their dad. Righteously so. You humiliated the hell out their mama. Can you blame them? According to insiders, Wanya and Tracy's divorce was messy, and he's been accused of forgetting about his old family and trading them in for a young Latina. What's up with these Brian McKnights? What's going on? What's in the air with these men? And just, move on with your life, but the way y'all treat y'all wives who stood by y'all like they just scum to the earth, it just amazes me. But now the Wanya Morris is blowing up, which is, Wanya's sons. Wanya has been reaching out to the young men, hoping to get back in their lives. Unfortunately, for the end of the Rad singer, there must have been the end of the Rose singer, the young men are not interested in having a relationship with their father. And I know they're not. This is his sons, and you can tell they all definitely got his bloodline. Wow. Anyway, we're told the Kanye's, Wanya's, y'all, I'm tongue-tied. I think when you talk about Tisha bad, the spirit of Tisha takes over and you get tongue-tied. We're told that Wanya's children are upset with the way that he dumped their mom and that he was not active in their lives until they became famous. Wanya confirmed that his kids blocked him on social media. The Boyz II Men singer posted about his sons, but wasn't able to tag them because he had been blocked. So somebody put, why don't you tag Wanya Morris though? Wanya replies, because I can't, I'm blocked. I had to post from someone else's post. This is my only way to show how proud I am. Since you have an opinion, maybe request that their mom unblock me. I doubt that. Meanwhile, Wanya seems to be enjoying his new life and his much younger Latino wife. If you look on his social media page, it's filled with photos of his new lighter family. Oh, now y'all know I'm about to check that out. Oh, so yes, honey, this is Miss Light Bright. Beautiful woman. Okay, all right. Okay. You know when they that money get right, they got to get them a Light Bright. Wanya, of course, he does the Brian McKnight by stating, I'll start this off by saying, you are the love of my life. Happy birthday, and thank you for helping me find happiness and become a better version of me. And you wonder why your sons don't. Wow. Anyway, 7/19/82. This was the date 38 years ago that God had a plan to bless those who found me connected and fell in love with the spirit of you. Myself never realizing that self-consciously. My spirit was moseying along in this life, asking itself, when do I get a chance to find such a blessing? Well, 6 years ago around this time, the blessing found me. The crazy thing is 10 years later was my birthday, and besides being alive to see another day, my children, family, and friends who died. I hate when these no good ass husbands try to act so compassionate with these new Light Brights, and Brian McKnight was doing the same thing on his page. My life, they got to go into this goddamn, novel, this romance novel. My life has just, been gone with the wind ever since your aura met mine, and the spirit of your presence just made my life, shine like the sun in the sky. And once I finally encountered you, you became my moon, you became my peace, you became everything I loved. And I'm like, I can't take the pettiness of these men. They're just so disrespectful. What happened to just enjoying your new wife and new life discreetly? Why do you have to go on social media doing the most, knowing your children is affected by the fact that you have this new family, that you no longer show that same love and gratitude towards their mother? These men, they just, oh my gosh, listen, success really brings out the beast in some of these dudes, honey. So he thinks that he's the king because he got his light bright, all right? And we've seen how these stories go, you know what I mean? When these men fall short on their luck or things don't go right, you better ask Dr. Dre. When Dr. Dre ended up in the hospital with that brain aneurysm, Miss Lightbright, his ex-wife Nicole, was trying to take him for everything he had. And it's by the grace of God, he did not die, because she would have took him to the cleaners. And he got a harsh reality. And it backfired on her too, because she didn't get all the money that she thought she was going to get from Dr. Dre. That's another story. But as you can see, he has a whole nother family. I didn't even know he had a whole nother family. Beautiful little girl, though. And of course, he's doing the McKnight. Talking about how wonderful his light bright family is. And a lot of these dudes have a color complex. There's a lot of self-hate. They don't love themselves, so they think that if they create mixed breed babies with these Latino women, that'll compensate for them not having to live with that reality of being a black man. They feel like they can erase some of that blackness by creating a new family bloodline with non-colored women, so it's just, like I said, I don't have a problem with a man. Let me say this, I don't have a problem with people dating outside of their race. I don't have an issue with that. My thing is how you treat your family, how you treated your wife who was there for you, you know what I mean, through the good and the bad, how you just walk away from your whole family. The fact that you think that your children are just supposed to accept your new life with your new wife after you disrespected their mother. It's just the audacity for me. And even if she was a black woman, I still would have felt the same way. Like, dude, you just, you know what I mean? You just totally abandoned your family. You pulled the Brian McKnight. That was a fuck boy move. That's just my opinion. And my thing is, if you're going to start a new life, you don't have to always advertise it. You don't have to put it all over social media. Enjoy your new wife and new life discreetly. Don't rub it in your friend, your family, and your children's face for them to see that you're so much happier with this woman and not with their mother. So yep, he started his own family, y'all. Basically, I've heard a lot of things about Wanya, but this really confirms that he really is that dude. Okay, so that's pretty much everything there. So we're gonna go to his page right quick. Oh shoot, I'm way over time. I need to hurry up and get off of here, cause everybody got a short attention span. Everybody can't I don't think I'm spelling his name correctly. Everybody can't listen to the same content too young. Okay, I spelled it wrong. Okay, I got you. Yeah, y'all, so it's his new family. And like I said, his children, his sons, they got their own boy group. And they're not having anything to do with him. They got to be careful. These men create a new family and they just jump ship and abandon their own family. And you got to be willing to deal with karma when it knocks on your door. These are his sons. They're not talking to him. They're not dealing with them. And he's, constantly, showing his gratitude. And I guess that's out of guilt. But you got to realize, kids monitor how you treat their mother. Kids pay attention to how, what their mother go through, the pain their mothers go through. And they take that very personal. Ain't ain't no telling how many times these young men see their mama crying, seeing their mom, you know, trying to put up this front like she's not bothered, but they can tell she's hurt. Children go through a lot, and basically everybody is basically, you know, not having too much mercy for him. He better be careful before he end up in the Brian McKnight situation. Brian McKnight already losing ticket sales, y'all. But anyway, I wish him the best in that. So that's the end of that, y'all. I'm not even going to go into that anymore. And of course, your boy, Tyrese, y'all, he's upset again. This man is still crying about child support. Now, this is according to MediaTakeout.com, y'all. They will not give Tyrese a break. They won't give him a break at all. Now, his ex-wife is trying to seek an increase in child support, y'all. Tyrese stressed as ex-wife wants monthly child support payments to $40,000. Tyrese says he's feeling stressed out. His ex-wife Samantha Gibson is asking the court to increase his monthly child support payments to $40,000 a month. The actor says his attorneys wrote to him requesting that he send over all of his bank statements and tax returns. Ooh, I don't trust Tyrese. He gives me like psychopathic tendencies. He seems like the type that will possibly hire a hitman just to off his ex so he could stop paying child support. I'm just saying allege, right? Anything I say in this content is alleged and based off my own opinion. They are scrutinizing all of his movies and concerts to try to work out exactly how much he is earning so that he can circle back, so they can circle back for more money. I'm out here stressed the F out, he said on live stream. Matter of fact, let's see.
Are you not aware of the damage that you caused? Shit. Let me spell this out for you. When you said this, when you did that, when you treated me like that, when you left me like that, when you this, when you this, when you that, can I call you and tell you about it? And if I call you and I tell you about it, are you going to be able to own and be accountable and actually process the trauma that you caused? She ain't got no way of doing it.
Sidebar, when you hit a man in his pockets, yes, that's what they consider as trauma.
But I just got another letter from her lawyers requesting that I send over all of my tax returns and all of my bank statements because she's trying to get $20,000 and I think they're trying to take it up to like $40,000. And they've been looking at all of my movies and all of the concerts and shows that I've been doing, and they over there like blood-sucking lawyers rubbing their hands. And Samantha's doing the same thing, rubbing her hands, and they going, oh shit, you know, for the last year and a half, he looks like he's been doing really well. Let's go ahead and get them bank statements over here so we can figure out a way to get this law firm another $600,000 that we're asking for in legal fees. Okay, so I'm gonna close this out. I just got an email from my attorney, and my ex's attorney name is Adam Gleckman. He's the devil. She divorced me 4 years ago, August 2020. And she makes over $100,000 a year, close to 150, 160 at this point, because all of her Instagram, social media. And he came to court, and they literally said in the courtroom that they've only got $5,000 from Samantha for representing them, for representing her for the last 4 years. They've asked her to give them $5,000 because she married a celebrity, she married a high net worth individual, and they're over there rubbing their hands, banking on a pot of gold. I'm out here stressed the fuck out. She divorced me, and they're rubbing their hands over there, hoping that I do more concert shows, movies, so they can go online.
Sir, this is what you signed up for. You accumulated a luxurious life with your light, bright wife, and now you got to pay the price. I don't know why he's still complaining.
And look up all the movies that I just booked, and they're trying to get to the bottom of what actual money is in my bank account so that they can put it in their law firm's pockets. This is a dirty fucking game out here, ain't it? It's a dirty, dirty game out here. Well, y'all gonna keep waiting. Y'all pray for me, because I am hearing that the appeals court around my case is being appealed. My divorce case is being appealed, and they're going to give me the outcome of my appeal August 25th. August 25th, the verdict and the outcome of my appeals, because all of the shit that judge did, all of his rulings were so fucking illegal and so all over the place. They're going to rule on everything that we are appealing, and that verdict is coming in on August 25th. Y'all pray for me. I don't want nothing to work in my favor. I just want to do things according to the law. I'm too real for TV. That's why they don't want me on Instagram. That's why they don't want me doing all that I do. There's a benefit to being this real.
And I'm going to leave this at that. I think we all could agree that Tyrese has always been a very emotional type of dude. And I will say this. I do think $40,000 is a bit much. I'm going to just be frank. $20,000, she should be able to maintain off of that. But listen, I'm nowhere. That's not in my tax bracket. I can maintain off of $20,000. But if she has become accustomed to living a certain lifestyle when she was married to him, $20,000 may not be enough. You feel me? So I really can't speak on the financial part, because like I said, I'm nowhere on that tax bracket. However, you know, Tyrese has a right to speak his mind. He has a right to vent. And he, like many men, go through this. Men have been getting pimped by the court system for years. But however, sir, you are a celebrity. You are a star. Not on top of that, you are a black man. The system is not going to spare you any mercy. Then on top of that, they're looking at you have a child from Miss Light Bright. All of those are strikes that can be used against you. And let's just face it, the judicial system has a lot of prejudices and undercover biases. So if these judges see your black behind into these courts with your light bright ex-wife, you feel my drift. They're already going to size you up and going to nail you to the cross, because they already feel like you don't even need to be with something that's theirs. You feel me? But hopefully these two could come up with a reasonable agreement. I think it's a lot of pettiness, but this is the woman you chose, Tyrese. And why y'all give black women so much heat, but y'all never say much about anything about these light brights. When they take you for everything you have. You never speak on that. Speaking of another light bright, y'all, while it's on my mind, check this out. Oh, damn. What's the damn the man name? Owens. And wife divorce. I think his light bright did it with him. No, not that one. I'm trying to think of basketball. A football player. His last name Owens. I'm gonna get it in a minute. Terrell Owens. That's who I need. How about y'all? His light bright. Let me tell you what she did. Let me tell you. Because I was going to shut it down, but I had to tell you this. Former NFL player and wide receiver for the Eagles, Terrell Owens, has finalized his divorce from Rachel Snyder, who was his wife for a mere 3 days before he filed for divorce, according to TMZ. Neither party will be receiving spousal support payments, but she was trying to get alimony after 3 days of being married to him. See if I can find the other one. Yeah, she was trying to already get alimony. Terrell Owens and wife part after 2 weeks of divorce annulment. Terrell Owens' wife, Rachel Shenita, announced she wants out of their marriage after only 2 weeks. Now, one source saying 3 days, another saying 2 weeks. But claiming that Owens was only using her to get a loan for a $2 million house. When are y'all going to learn? These women be thinking they're going to get the better half. And in many instances, they end up in the same boat as us or worse. Let me go to TMZ. But yeah, already she was basically trying to get alimony from him. And just that short nick of time. Okay, so this is Terrell Owens. He's another womanizer. Terrell Owens' wife was already demanding a divorce after 2 weeks of tying a knot. Yeah, I'll go with TMZ. They're more reliable because these other sources be having too much going on. They had a secret ceremony January 23rd. We learned since then Rachel has left, moved out of California, plans on filing for a divorce. ASAP, Rachel tells TMZ she believes Terrell only married her for money. I felt in love and now I'm betrayed and heartbroken. I really value his love and friendship for 5 years. Girl, bye. Nah, that's why I say y'all got to be careful because these men, they using women too now. It's going the other way around. Even the men who seem to be well off. And it's another one too. He's having a divorce with his wife. John. Let's see. His name's Singer. John Legend. I think this is another couple that's heading down Splitsville. Okay, so looks like they had a... Well, it's alleged, so I won't really too much go into that deep. Then, but they have a... Okay. So, let me see. I think that's kind of up in the air. I know I heard something about it. You see that Tegan and John Legend's secret split lasted just 30 minutes. Okay, so these two are playing, so... in and out, up and down. She's a ditzy to me anyway. I guess with this situation here, it's an off her own type of situation. It was probably heat of a moment decision. She's not, her elevator don't go all the way up anyway. And John Legend, he just seems kind of suspect to me, but I'll save that for another time. I'm not going to go into that. It just seems like to me she knows that she could get him to wear her panties. It just seems like to me she knows she can get him to practically do whatever she wants him to do, and it just seems like he doesn't too much have a backbone. I've seen her handle him publicly in all type of embarrassing ways, and he just stands there and take it. But I think if she does meet somebody that's more stronger than him, that's more dominant than him, that most likely she would leave him. I believe so, but we're going to leave it at that. So anyway, before I get ready to shut it down, the next sermon that I will be discussing, that's on the next one I'm going to be uploading is, but he's a good man, Savannah. What makes a woman give up on a long-term marriage? Yes, we're going to be talking about why women stay so invested in long-term marriages or relationships and finally get to that place in which they say, you know what, I really cannot do this anymore. So this is going to be on the next upcoming upload. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button before you leave. I know it's been long, but y'all don't see me that often, right? So please hit that like button. Thank you to all my members for still tithing to the channel. Those who want to donate, you're more than welcome. My Cash App is right there, even if it's $2, $3. If you cannot donate, just subscribe, join the family, and keep tuning in, and I definitely appreciate it, y'all. So thank y'all for hanging in there with me, and until next time, enjoy your Monday, and I'll be talking to y'all soon. Bye.